The old Mercy Hospital stood atop Mercy Hill like a watchful gargoyle, its once grand facade now a shadow of its former self. It was once a place of healing, a sanctuary where the sick and injured found solace and care. Now it stood as a testament to time's relentless march and a chilling beacon to those who dare to explore the unknown. The walls, once filled with the sounds of bustling activity, now echoed with silence.
Built in 1923, the hospital served the community for decades, becoming a cornerstone of the town's history. Countless lives were saved within its walls, and many families found hope in its corridors. Even more saw their final moments in this place, their stories forever etched into the fabric of the building. As medicine advanced, the hospital became outdated, unable to keep up with modern standards and technology. Its once sterile halls fell into disrepair, the paint peeling and the walls crumbling, a stark contrast to its former glory. The last patient was transferred in 1987, marking the end of an era. The doors were shuttered, leaving behind an eerie silence that seemed to hum with the memories of those who had passed through its doors. The once vibrant hospital was now a ghostly relic.
Now only the bravest souls dared to trespass. They came seeking answers to the mysteries that lingered within its walls. They came seeking thrills, drawn by the allure of the unknown. They came seeking proof of the whispers that plagued the town, the ghostly tales that spoke of restless spirits and unexplained phenomena. The hospital, once a beacon of healing, had become a symbol of the past, a haunting reminder of what once was. The hospital stood as a skeletal monument against the desolate skyline. The wind howled through the broken windows like the mournful cries of lost souls. The paint peeled from the walls, revealing the building's decaying bones. The once vibrant red cross that adorned the roof now hung precariously. It was a rusted spectre of the hope it once symbolized.
Stepping inside, the air grew heavy. It was thick with the stench of decay and the weight of unseen eyes. Dust caked the floors, disturbed only by the footsteps of the bravest or perhaps most foolish souls. Each footstep echoed through the empty corridors. Every sound seemed amplified in the stillness, setting hearts racing. The hospital held onto its secrets. It whispered them through the crumbling walls.
Locals spoke of Mercy Hill in hushed tones. Stories of the strange and unexplained circulated like wildfire. Many claimed to have seen flickering lights in the dead of night. Unexplained noises like distant screams and the clatter of medical instruments echoed from the abandoned building. Some even swore they saw shadowy figures moving in the shattered windows.
One popular story recounted the tale of a nurse who committed suicide in the hospital after losing a patient. Legend had it that her spirit, driven by guilt and despair, still walked the halls. She searched for the patient she couldn't save. These stories, passed down through generations, painted a chilling picture of Mercy Hospital. It was a place trapped between the realms of the living and the dead.
Urban explorers and paranormal investigators flocked to the site. Drawn by the chilling tales, they sought to document the truth behind the legends. Among them were seasoned ghost hunters, armed with EMF readers and EVP recorders. They were hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. What they found were more than just cold spots and disembodied voices. They encountered something truly unnerving.
Many reported seeing shadowy figures darting around corners. They felt icy breaths on their skin despite the summer heat. Whispers seemed to emanate from the walls, sometimes forming coherent words that sent chills down their spines. One group even claimed to have been chased out of the building by an unseen force. Their terror was immortalized in a shaky video that quickly went viral, attracting even more attention to the haunted hospital.
The screams of Ward C. Of all the haunted areas within Mercy Hospital, Ward C stood out as a place of palpable dread and despair. The very air seemed to thicken with an unspoken sorrow, a weight that pressed down on anyone who dared to enter. It was a breeding ground for paranormal activity. Strange occurrences were almost a daily routine, with objects moving on their own and inexplicable noises echoing through the halls.
This ward, once home to the terminally ill, was where the veil between the living world and the spirit realm seemed thinnest. Patients often spoke of seeing loved ones who had already passed away, standing at the foot of their beds. Visitors spoke of a bone-chilling coldness. It was a cold that seemed to seep into your very bones, making it impossible to feel warm, no matter how many layers you wore. An oppressive darkness hung in the air, even during the day. The windows, though large, seemed to let in no light, as if the sun itself was afraid to touch this cursed place. It was as if the ward itself was a conduit to the other side. The walls seemed to whisper secrets, and the floors creaked under the weight of unseen footsteps.
Nurses who once worked in Ward C told of hearing disembodied voices calling out for help. These voices were often desperate, filled with a sorrow that was hard to ignore. They felt cold spots near their patients' beds. These spots were so cold that they could see their breath, even in the middle of summer. Some even claimed to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their eyes. These figures were always just out of focus, disappearing the moment you tried to get a better look. These figures always vanished when confronted. It was as if they were playing a cruel game, taunting those who dared to notice them.
But the most terrifying tale was that of a malevolent entity. This entity was said to be more than just a ghost. It was a force of pure evil, intent on causing harm. It was said to be a former patient, driven to madness by his illness. His rage and despair had transformed him into something monstrous, a being that thrived on fear. Visitors to Ward C often reported feeling a sense of dread, as if they were being watched by an unseen presence. This feeling was so intense that many refused to return, even in the daylight. Some even claimed to hear the phantom screams of the entity. These screams were said to be so loud and piercing that they could be heard throughout the entire hospital. The screams echoed through the empty halls, a chilling reminder of the suffering that once filled the ward. They served as a haunting testament to the pain and anguish that lingered in Ward C, a place where the past refused to rest.
Caught in the afterlife. This chapter delves into the eerie and unsettling occurrences reported at Mercy Hospital, a place shrouded in mystery and fear. Evidence of Mercy Hospital's paranormal activity extended beyond first-hand accounts. Paranormal investigators have spent countless hours documenting the inexplicable phenomena that seem to plague this forsaken place. Photos taken within the hospital's decaying walls often revealed strange anomalies. These images, captured by both professionals and amateurs alike, show ghostly apparitions and otherworldly figures that defy logical explanation. Unexplained orbs of light appeared in the frame. These orbs, often seen floating in the air, have been a common occurrence in many haunted locations, but at Mercy Hospital, their frequency is particularly high. Shadowy figures manifested in the backgrounds, their forms too perfect to be tricks of the light. These figures, often resembling former patients or staff, add to the chilling atmosphere of the hospital.
One photo, taken by a local teenager, showed a spectral figure resembling a nurse. This ghostly nurse, dressed in an old-fashioned uniform, has been seen by multiple witnesses over the years. It stood at the end of a hallway, motionless and silent, as if waiting for something or someone. The sight of this figure has left many visitors feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. EVP recordings from the site yielded chilling results. These electronic voice phenomena, captured on various devices, provide some of the most compelling evidence of the supernatural. Whispers, groans, and even full sentences were captured on audio. These sounds, often heard in the dead of night, suggest that the spirits of Mercy Hospital are trying to communicate with the living. Some recordings contained what sounded like conversations between unseen entities. These ghostly dialogues add another layer of mystery to the already enigmatic hospital.
In one EVP, a voice can be heard whispering, "Get out," in a tone so menacing that it sends chills down the spine, sending shivers down the spines of even the most hardened skeptics. The fear and unease experienced by those who hear these recordings are palpable. These recordings, coupled with the countless eyewitness accounts and strange photographic evidence, cemented Mercy Hospital's reputation as a hotbed of paranormal activity. The stories and evidence from this haunted location continue to intrigue and terrify those who dare to explore its dark corridors. Forever haunted, those who dared to venture into Mercy Hospital's haunted halls carried the experience with them long after they left. Some were forever changed. The line between reality and the supernatural blurred. They found themselves questioning everything they thought they knew.
Many couldn't shake the feeling of unseen eyes following them. They reported nightmares of being chased through the hospital's endless corridors. The hospital's legend continued to grow with each passing year. It became a popular destination for ghost hunters and thrill seekers alike. The town embraced its haunted history. They recognized the macabre tourism it attracted.
Mercy Hospital, once a place of healing, became a place of chilling tales and spine-tingling encounters. It stood as a stark reminder that some wounds even time can't heal. Is there anybody out there? The question remains. What truly haunts the ruins of Mercy Hospital? Is it the residual energy of those who lived and died within its walls? Or is it something more sinister, something that feeds off the fear of those who dare to enter? The answer, like the shadows that dance within the hospital's decaying walls, remains elusive. Perhaps one day we will unravel the mysteries of Mercy Hospital. Until then, it will continue to stand as a chilling reminder. The dead may be gone, but their stories echo through eternity. Are you brave enough to listen?